The Pran Pratishtha on 22nd of January is not only a celebration for all Indians, but many would say it's also an opportunity for sending out a message of global harmony. Over 50 dignitaries would be present in Ayodhya on 22nd of January. Joining us on this special broadcast is Norwegian parliamentarian of Indian origin, Mr. Himanshu Gulati, who has also received that invite. He would be present in Ayodhya on 22nd of January. Mr. Gulati, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. Let me begin by asking you, you've received that invitation, an invitation that many would say that they've been longing for. I would like to begin by asking you that, is this also a message that is being sent across the globe, that this is not only about the revival of an ancient civilization, but also an opportunity to send across a message that through dialogue and through democracy, you can actually solve various issues, various disputes?
Certainly, and thank you for having me on. And let me start by saying that I feel deeply privileged to be invited to this historic event. And this is an event which I'm very happy that dignitaries from abroad have also been invited to, because it is indeed a message of harmony and peace, because we live in a world full of tension, conflict, violence, and the Ram Mandir and Ayodhya solution shows that through democratic means, through peaceful means, one can even solve long disputes.
Mr. Gulati, I would like to stress upon a narrative that was largely built by the Western media about this is about Hinduism. It's only about Hinduism, and one particular community has always been sidelined. But the fact of the matter is that, as many would say, Lord Ram sabke hain. Do you believe that it is time that we send across the message that it is about communal harmony, it is about coexistence and spreading the message of peace?
I hope that that's the message that comes out of this very historic and significant event. And if you look at what both Indian and Hindu culture and spiritualism is known for in the West, it is about harmony, inner harmony, meditation, finding your inner self. And I think that's what Hinduism stands for as well. I'm a proud Hindu, although I live in a Western country and sit in a European parliament. The values we are taught by our parents, the Hindu and Sanskrit culture is indeed a culture of harmony and peace and coexistence.
Let me also now perhaps focus a little bit about, Mr. Gulati, your visit to India, as I understand that you would be reaching Ayodhya on the 22nd of January, along with several other dignitaries. What is it that you would like to tell people from across various other countries who would also be present there, your counterparts from various other European nations? What is it that you would like to tell them? What is it that brings all of you together?
So I represent the people of Norway, and Norway is also known for being the country where the Nobel Peace Prize is handed out every year. And it's the message of peace and harmony that I have come to both witness myself and spread to others across the world, because this could have been a day filled with dispute and tension. Instead, it's such a historic day that a long-standing dispute has been solved in the most democratic and peaceful way. And it is indeed a cultural celebration for people of all faith from around the world, regardless of if you are a part of the Hindu faith or not, that both this issue has been solved and that we are now opening a new mandir for the whole world to come and see and experience.
Would you then, Mr. Gulati, say that perhaps several other issues that today the world, the globe is facing could actually be resolved in a much more amicable manner, because given the fact that the beginning of 2024 has seen a lot of turmoil, Middle East particularly is in complete turmoil, is there a lesson to be learned?
There is a lesson to be learned. And if we look at the Middle East, what's happening between Israel and the Palestinians, or even between Russia and Ukraine, we definitely need a message of peace and a resolvement of these unnecessary violent conflicts. As human beings, we must come together regardless of our faith and celebrate what brings us together. And I think that this historic day should be used for that purpose.
Since you are also a Western policy maker, I think so you would be in the best position to answer this question. While you come from the Hindu faith, did you at any point in time in your career actually face some sort of a resistance, keeping in mind that not many would have really understood the faith in itself? And today, many in India are also saying that it is time to reclaim what we have lost in the past.
You know, what is unknown to people is often something they fear or have various notions about. But I think the fact that more and more traditions from the Hindu culture, such as meditation, spiritualism, is being known to the world, and the fact that also leading personalities in the world are from the Indian culture and the Hindu faith, be it now the Prime Minister in Great Britain or even leading politicians and CEOs of some of the biggest companies in the US, shows people that, I think the values and the teachings of the Hindu faith are very much aligned with the democratic values in the West, and that, no matter where you're from, if you work hard, stand for the right values, you can serve people all over the world in a very good way.
How exactly is this now being viewed by the Western world? Because as I started this interview by asking you that there has been a narrative, and we ought to admit the narrative was about two different communities and one being marginalized. But with the Supreme Court of India making it very clear for both sides, and both sides have perhaps seen justice, how exactly is the Western world really looking at it?
Well, I think what the world is seeing is that this is indeed a big cultural celebration. I think they see a united nation in India, primarily celebrating this historic event. And from what I've seen in the media, there's been very little tension being reported or disputes being reported. It seems like truly a day of coming together where the whole nation of India is celebrating.
Mr. Gulati, you would be coming to India. You've had meetings with the Prime Minister in the past. Anything on the cards? What is it that you are bringing along with you from Norway? Of course, a country known for the Nobel Prize. What is it that you are going to represent once you are here in India?
I'm bringing two gifts along with me. One of them is a Norwegian-designed yoga mat as sort of a thank you for the spiritualism and meditation that the ancient Indian culture has given the rest of the world. The second is a statue of the polar bear, one of the more remarkable animals that I also think that Norway and the northern cold part of the world is known for.
Mr. Gulati, earlier in the day I spoke to a spiritual guru, and the question that I asked him was the relevance of Lord Rama's teaching. As a policy maker, what is it that you perhaps infer or take from the teachings of Lord Ram, perhaps which is going to be extremely relevant in today's times?
There's so much wisdom in old scriptures, in all the stories that, reflect many of the situations and challenges that we meet in the current world. So I think it's very important that people read and learn about the culture, learn about old scriptures, because it's often the same dilemmas that go again and again in all of humanity. So I certainly want to use this opportunity to revive my own spiritualism and learn more about the Indian and Hindu culture.
One final question that I would like to take from you, Mr. Gulati. Is there anything specific in your mind when you're here in India that you would like to achieve? Because you're undoubtedly one of those lucky few people who would be able to witness the Pran Pratishtha.
I want India to know that India is not alone in this celebration. The whole world is with you, and the whole world is looking at India right now on this historic day.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Gulati, for joining us on this special broadcast. Hope you have a good time when you are here in India.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me on Republic.